Good morning, everybody. My name is Don Daniel, and today we are getting ready for a brand new show. Today's show is a recession on the way. We're going to be talking about that today and what really is happening with a recession. Okay, so I need you to focus in here. Get your pen and paper out, and you may hear some surprising information. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L. Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And P.I.L. stands for Prepayment of Principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. Oh my goodness. Today, we're going to be talking about some things that the things are kind of in the news, but we want to make sure that you get the truth of the matter. Okay, so here's what I'd like to do. I want to start with this one thing. Okay, so can we put today's graphic up? Okay, and I'm doing this for a reason. So Ruby, if you could put that up, please. And if you can come on mic, can you unmute and come in and talk to us about this morning? There's a special reason for this. Okay, so if you could talk to us about this particular graphic, is a recession coming? Is a recession coming? And I want to talk about the idea that is projected in this graphic. So Ruby, is that a possibility? Can you come on with us? All right. Hold on for just a second. She's not able to talk. All right. So here's what we're talking about, folks. I need you to take a look at this thing. All right. And it tells a story. It tells a story. And some people are feeling what is happening to them financially. They're feeling it. But is it really true? They're feeling that the prices are higher. They're definitely higher. But guess what else is higher? Wages are higher. Guess what else is going on? We hear things in the news and then we get impressions about certain things. But I need you to see this person here. That is on a boat and is navigating the recession. And look over here. There's some stormy waters over here on the left. See that? But look at the waters. The waters on the left and the waters on the right. Okay, you got waves here, but what's right in front? Calm seas. Calm seas. Do you see over here on the right hand side? Do you see this graph? It looks like it's going up, but you know what it looks like? It looks like an iceberg. All right. It's telling you that I feel that there's something going on, but there really isn't. Because even though it seems like there's storms all around, look at the light in front. There's a way to navigate through this thing. All right? There's a way to navigate through it. And if there's a way to navigate through it, then you can make it out. All right? So I want you to know that it was Ruby that came up with this. And maybe she can come on a little later and tell you how you can if you're trying to do a show like we're doing, she could definitely help you to do that. All right. And it was Ruby that created that graphic. I tell you, when you're doing a podcast and these are called thumbnails, the thumbnails are really important and the thumbnails can tell the story. And that thumbnail was created by Ruby and she tells a great story in that thumbnail, what we're going to be able to talk about today. So here's what I want to go over with you. All right. I did some research. Here is what I found. All right. I'm asking questions like this. All right. Based on the information here, is a recession coming? And I've heard that consumer spending is down. What are the leading indicators that the economy may be heading into a recession? All right. Because inflation, all we hear about is inflation. Yes, their prices are higher, but are they really causing a problem? Here's what I found out. Listen to this. Key points. Consumer spending accounts. Okay, wait. Let me back up. Let's see here. There are no clear signs that consumer spending is down. What? There's no clear signs that consumer spending is down or that a recession is imminent. In fact, the evidence suggests the opposite. Now, I'm doing some research now, and this is what I'm finding out. Consumer spending has remained robust, which historically has not been a leading indicator of an upcoming recession. What? Listen to this. Listen to what else I found. Consumer spending accounts for around 2/3 of US GDP and has grown at a solid 2.6% annualized rate in the first 3 quarters of 2023, contributing 1.7% points. Contributing 1.7 percentage points to the 3.1% real GDP growth. Historically, consumer spending has not been the main driver of GDP declines during recessions. Instead, declines in private fixed investment, particularly residential investment, and business investment have been the key contributors to GDP contractions during recessionary periods. In the 2 quarters leading up to previous recessions, consumer spending has actually grown and been the primary driver of GDP growth rather than declining. The recent strength of consumer spending, while surprising to some analysts, is within historical range observed before past recession and does not necessarily imply a low probability of an impending recession. Watch this. Residential investment, not consumer spending, has typically fallen substantially before recessions and is considered a key leading indicator worth monitoring to assess recession risks. So while consumer spending remains robust currently, the provided resources suggest that weakens in residential investment and business investment would be a more reliable indicator of a potential recession. Now, you need to understand that these things are not happening. There has been an increase in wages. There's been an increase in hiring. People they're building houses and apartments all over the place. Listen, everything is telling us. I'm trying to contrast what I'm hearing on the news and what I'm seeing with my eyes. Okay, but it feels like something else is going on because of the higher prices. So let's take a look at our program here. And our program is telling us, here's the P.I.L.L method. This is what you're seeing now is the P.I.L.L method opportunity cost calculator. The P.I.L.L method opportunity cost calculator. If you don't have something to measure your finances with, it is very easy to go with your feelings instead of what's actually happening with the data, with the numbers. So let me show you some things that we know to be true that we've helped people out in the past with. So I'm going to let me see. I got to go into the budget here and make some changes. All right. Our original budget is $400 for groceries. So we're going to save that. Okay. Now I need you to take a look at John and Rebecca Jones. John has a biweekly income of $950. Rebecca has a weekly income of $700. And their average expense budget is $2,050. All right. And then they have their when they put into their accounts, they have an auto loan, they have a Visa, they have a mortgage. All right. Hey, Key Solutions, how are you doing? All right. And so they have all of that, and their monthly payments on that $1,659.51. So here's the breakdown. John and Rebecca Jones have $5,091 coming in on average, and they're spending on average $3,709.51, which means they have an average discretionary of $1,382. That means after all the bills are paid, they have about $1,382 left over that they can spend any way they choose, or put in savings, or do whatever with. So there's money left over after the bills are paid. So if something is going on in your life financially, and you go based on feeling, every time you go to the grocery store, the groceries are cost more. Maybe some of the things that you're buying cost more, and it feels like we're in trouble. So people will make decisions based on that feeling, but not knowing exactly what's going on financially. But if they knew, they would feel much better about what's going on. Can I show you a couple of things? All right. Can I show you just a couple of things here? All right. So I need to go into the accounts to show you what they're dealing with. Okay. They have this auto loan. Okay. They've got a Visa. They don't owe anything on it right now. All right. And they have, they've got a mortgage here that they're paying on. All right. And when you take a look at how much debt they have total, let's take a look at it. All right. Principal remaining, they have $223,000 in debt. $223,000 in debt. Okay. Here's how much interest the bank wants from them, but they will not pay. Keep this in mind. Our program has already told John and Rebecca Jones how much interest they will not pay. So $179,574. And here's how much interest they have left to pay. Interest remaining, $54,436. $54,436. Okay, look at this. They have, when you add these two numbers up, this is how much interest the bank wanted. The $54,436 and the $179,000. Now, they're not going to get the $179,000 because our program is designed to let them know how to avoid paying that interest. Okay. So now let's just say we started out this way, and because of that, they're going to be out of debt, not in 30 years, but 7.6 years. This is how things started at the beginning of the year. So now things are a little more expensive because of the inflation everybody's talking about. So why don't we make things a little more expensive for them after we see what their plan is to get out of debt? Based on the old information, here's what they're doing. Okay. They're paying their bills. They're telling the program, I've got a mortgage payment. I got utility payments. Here's a paycheck coming in. My phone bill and their income. So they're paying their bills. All right. They're paying their bills and they're getting income in. And the program is telling them, put money away in savings, put money away in savings. All right. Put money away in savings from your checking account to your savings account. Put it away, put it away, put it away. And then eventually you can start putting money on the debt. So right here, they're putting right here, it says, oh, you can put money on your mortgage here. Okay. So let me read. I'm going to reset this account. Okay. Reset account. And I want to show you what's going on with this. Why we don't have to be afraid of what we hear. What we need to do is focus on what we can actually see. All right. The indicators, I mean, what we hear on the news, what we may feel at the grocery store, what we may feel at the gas pump may tell us a different story than what's really happening because we don't have something to actually do the measurements with. Okay. So now John and Rebecca Jones are going to be out of debt in 7.7 years instead of 30 years because of what the program is telling them. Save money, save money, save up some money after all the bills are paid, save some money after the bills are paid. And here, where you see the blue and the green arrow, it says, now pay off the Visa and put money on the mortgage. $549.22 we're going to apply to mortgage principal. And when we do that, you'll save $2,711 in interest you don't have to pay. Okay. So that is what's happening now. They were looking forward to this. They started this whole plan in March. But what if prices go up, Don? My gasoline is more expensive. My food is more expensive. Okay. So if there's a 10% rise in gasoline prices, we feel it. If there's a 10% rise in food prices or 20% rise in food prices, let me tell you something. Here's what I'm finding out. Overall, there has not been a 50% rise in what we have to buy. There's not, inflation hasn't risen 50%. That would be a ridiculous number. Okay. That would be a third world number. That interest, that our expenses would rise 50%. So let's go in here. Let me go into accounts. Now remember, we're going to be putting money on debt on 4/16. We're supposed to be out of debt in 7.7 years instead of 30 years. Okay. So what if we go into the budget and tell the program, oh, let's find our food and dining budget. Okay. Right now, food and dining is $400 a month for John and Rebecca Jones. Let's just say there's a 50% increase in their expenses. 50%. That would mean that's an additional $200 a month. Okay. And we're going to make that from $400, we're going to go to $600 a month, and we're going to make it permanent. Now, generally, if prices rise, all right, and then the Fed comes in and says, listen, we're going to rein in recession. Inflation. We want to get it back down to about 2%. And hopefully the prices can come back down. But let's say they don't. Let's say they are permanently increased by 50%. Okay. Let me show you what happens when we do that. Okay. Permanently increased by 50%. They were getting out of debt in 7.7 years. Now they're going to be out of debt in 8.4. Okay, instead of 30. Do you see where I'm getting ready to go here? If they knew what was really going on, they would not be afraid. It wouldn't feel. Listen, I'm putting the numbers in. But look at the reaction to the program. Look at what's really happening. We're supposed to put money on debt in April. All right. And so we're still saving up money. we're still putting money in savings. We're still putting money in savings. We're still putting money in savings, and we're still paying off the Visa. We're just not putting as much money on the mortgage. We can still put $149.22. Now, listen, here's what I need everybody to know. When we feel bad about our money, we do things that are irrational. And one of the things that we do when we don't feel right is when a mind doesn't know exactly what to do, it automatically says no. Don't do anything. Hold on, because we're afraid. The program says we were going to put some more money on debt, about $500, but because we have a permanent increase in our expenses, we can still put $149 on the mortgage. We can still pay off the Visa. Okay, we can still do that. All right, so now let's take a look at we're going to take a look at what happens when we put, I can put an extra $149.22. I can afford to do that and put that on the mortgage. It will save me $741 in interest. Let me ask you all something. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to put $149.22 extra on the mortgage that month and save $741? You tell me. Isn't this amazing? So they're still able to do something and still get out of debt in 8.4 years. All right, now I need you to take a look at, remember, their discretionary budget was $1,300. Now it's $1,133. Well, Don, what if, I'm just saying, what if expenses rose a little higher? Okay. So they have this budget here. Okay. What if their budget went from 1,300 to 1,400? So now their other budget, their grocery budget increased by 50%. Okay. We're going to do a 10% increase in other things. That would be $130 here. So let's do a 10% increase over here. Okay. So we're going to do a 10% increase over here. Instead of $1,300, it's going to be $1,430. $1,430 now. There it is. That's a 10% increase in their other bills. Okay, 50% increase in food, 10% increase in other bills. And you plug this into the computer, and the computer says, yeah, and we're saying this is a permanent increase, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of 30 years, now they can get out of debt in 9. What if you knew this? You tell the program what is exactly happening, all right? And remember, we were going to put money on debt in April? Yeah, but because of the 50% increase in food prices, the 10% increase in all other things that we're spending on, look at here. Our discretionary income is still $1,000. It was $1,300. Now it's $1,000. All right. We were getting out of debt in 7.7 years. Yeah, but it increased to 9. But it used to be 30 before this program. So they're plugging in all of these higher numbers, and we were supposed to put money on debt in April, but we can't put money on debt in April anymore. It has to be in May. So let's go back. Let's take a look and see what the program is telling them to do. We're starting out in March. All right. Our prices have increased. We're still getting our income in. And look, the program is still reading what's happening. And out of the checking account, it says, oh, you have $100.90 in your checking account you don't need for anything else. Let's put it in savings. And then they pay some bills, and they get a paycheck, and now they can put $261.49 in savings just to be ready to put some money on debt later. You see, When you can measure what's really happening, then you don't have to rely on feelings. Does this make sense? Okay. You don't have to rely on feelings. You can rely on the numbers. People lie, ladies and gentlemen. People lie, but numbers don't lie. People lie, but numbers don't lie. Watch this. So now they're putting away. So that's March. Here's April. Okay. So they're paying their bills, but they still have money left over. Okay. They're still putting money in savings. Now listen, because of the expenses here, the program indicated in April here that on April 16, we didn't have as much money to put in savings as before, but we still could afford to put $58.49 in savings. Do you see that? Good morning, Valerie. How are you doing? I see you out there. All right. So listen, if you are watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, go ahead and say good morning. Valerie said good morning. Key Solutions said good morning. I'm saying good morning to everybody. I'm excited today because I don't have to worry about what the news is saying to me. I don't have to even worry about the fact that my prices are higher at the gas pump or at the grocery store or anything else that I'm buying, because when I plug in the numbers, my program takes over and says, you can do this instead. Now think about your GPS unit, and you're driving down the road. You plugged in something, and you said, "Now we're driving across. We're driving across we're driving from Alabama to Texas, and along the way there's some detours." So you didn't know there was going to be a detour, but once you get off your main track, what does your GPS unit do? It recalculates and gives you a new course to follow. Okay? It doesn't get discombobulated, and neither do you. It doesn't say, "Oh man, I'm lost now. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go." Your GPS unit does, and it says, "Oh, turn here instead of there." Okay. Good morning, Brandon. How are you doing? All right. Good to see you. All right. So here's what so now, instead of putting a lot of money away, the program says you can still afford to put $58.49 away. Look at here. And then we could still put money on the Visa here. And then a few days later, we can put some more money on the Visa. Look here. You see what it's doing? So I may not be able to do what I wanted to do in the beginning because my prices are higher. But look here. Let's go back and do the math. My income has stayed the same. My expenses have increased, but we still have money left over. My goodness. Well, can I do something else? Let's just say they had $1,000 left over, but what if prices increased so much that they only had $300 left over? What would that do? What would that do? Now, here's what I like about our program. If you want to soften the blow, if you want to feel good about where you are, put into the program where you don't want to be. All right. Put into the program where you don't want to be, and then you can find out what you can do about it. Now, watch this. I'm going to increase our spending here by another, let's see, we got $1,000 here. Let's see here. We're going to increase our spending to $2,100 from 14. Now our expenses have increased to $2,100 a month. Ooh, very expensive now. Very expensive. All right. Look this. We only have $333 left over. We have $5,000 coming in. We have $4,700 going out. We only have $300 left over. And instead of 30 years, we can still be out of debt in 13.4, which is still way better than 30 years. It's still a savings. Watch this, watch this. It still is an interest savings of over $133,000. Do you know what I know for sure? Here's what I know for sure. We feel bad about paying 10% more for gasoline per gallon. We feel bad about paying extra for groceries. We feel bad about having to our prices increase other places. But you know, we have been overcharged by 75% on interest costs, and that hasn't bothered us from buying a house and continuing to pay all of that interest. But we will complain about a 10-cent rise in gasoline. 10 cents. So here's what I need you to realize, that if you have a 17-gallon tank, okay, we want to put things in perspective here. If you have a 17-gallon tank and your gasoline rises by 10 cents per gallon, and you're completely empty and you have to fill up, it costs you $1.70 more. $1.70. $1.70 per fill up. Is that going to break you? We just showed a 50% increase in food. We just showed a 30% increase in other expenses, but we still have money left over, and we can still get out of debt in 13.4 years. Because why? Because we're measuring. This program will help you to see where you don't. So if you can plug in where you don't want to be, then you say, oh, do you see that prices can go way up here and we can still make it? Oh my gosh. So why don't we just put things back to where they were? All right, let's go back to where they were. We're going to reset this account. Okay, reset the account, take it back to where it was. Now we got to see what we didn't want to do. Just plug in. So if things have you afraid, plug in some numbers into this account, work with one of our coaches, because see, you don't just get the P.I.L.L method opportunity cost calculator. You get a coach that works with you. You also get customer service that works with you. So if you have a question about anything, you just click on this little headset over here on the right. Click on that. All right. And we have video training, but here's the important thing. We don't rely on email customer service. We rely on live customer service, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. That would be 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. All right. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Here's your 800 number. Okay. There's the 800 number. If you call that number, let's see, it's 8 a.m. So we open at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Central Time. So we're not open just yet. All right. But I'm here. All right. I'm here. And we have a whole office here of people that are right there to speak to you about how this whole thing works. Plus, you have a coach that's assigned to you. Now, customer service, you get who you get when you call. We have a whole team there. But when you have a coach, your coach is assigned to you. And when you can work with your coach and say, listen, prices are going up. I'm temporarily out of work, or whatever is happening to you. We can plug it into the program and see what it really means instead of what it feels like. You see, when we go by what it feels like, we get scared and we make mistakes with our finances. But we can still listen. Let me go through here and show you what we could do. Now I'm going to go through a couple of months and show you what's really going on here. So let's say John and Rebecca Jones, they don't have any problems at all. They got no problems. And we are going to take a look at, now we're starting in March. And now here's how it works on a regular basis. So when you get a paycheck, you would just click on execute. All right, you click on execute. And I got my paycheck. I told the program I got my paycheck. And then it disappears. It's gone from the screen. Well, what happened was we told the program that we had a direct deposit for our paycheck. We look at the history here, and we started out at $500 as our start balance. We put in an extra $950, so now our balance of $1,450. So the virtual checking account in the program matches what we have at the bank. So now the program knows what you have. It's important that the program always knows. So you have to update the program. So tell the program, I paid the mortgage. I paid the mortgage. All right. And then that disappears. Tell the program you pay the utilities. Tell the program you got another paycheck. Then the program tells you what to put in savings. Okay. Now let's reset. I'm going to go back to the beginning, reset the program again. And now I'm going to go through the entire month at one time. All right. So I'm just going to select the entire month. So it could be faster. And we're going to execute where it says here, execute multiple. And I can do the entire month in one click. All right. Paying bills, putting money away in savings, and then we're going to execute that. Okay. Now, because we did that, we dropped from 7.7 years down to 7.6. All right. And now we're in April. Let's take a look at our accounts. Let's see what we have going on. We have $1,699 in our checking account. We have $5,831 in our savings account. Okay. Let's go back to the action plan. And now we're going to go through and tell the program, now this is the month we're actually getting ready to put money on the debt, paying off the credit card and putting some money on the mortgage. All right. This is April. So we're going to select the month here, select the entire month. All right. And then execute multiples, execute the entire month. So, all right. And now we're going to do the whole month of April. Whole month of April is now, April is done, and we're now in May. Look at this. We're down to 7.5 years. How much interest have we saved so far? $4,556. $4,556. Look at that. Now, when your actual interest saved matches your potential interest saved, you're out of debt. Okay. And look, they're at 7.5 years. The next time they'll be able to put money on debt, they can look into the future. It says, July 16, if we keep on the same track we're on now, July 16, we'll have enough money saved up to put on the debt. Now, we just put a couple of $1,000s on the debt. And I want to show you something here. Okay. Let me show you the budget. Let me show you. Oh, no, the accounts. I'm sorry. Let's click on the accounts. I need to show you something. There's still $4,752 in the savings account, even though we paid off $2,000 on the credit card and we put over $500 on the mortgage. We still have $4,752 in savings. Look at that. So those people who will tell you you can't have savings and get out of debt, don't listen to them. You can have savings and still get out of debt. Let me show you something else. This is amazing. Okay. So they said, well, you can't save money and be out of debt too. Yeah, you can. Watch this. So I'm not going to reset the account. I'm going to go in and do something else. Okay. I'm going to go into settings here. I'm going to go to preferences. I'm going to tell the program, right? So John and Rebecca Jones have told their program that they want to keep $4,700 in savings. What if I want to keep $10,000 in savings instead? Okay, that's 10,000. I need you to watch what happens up here. They can still get out of debt in 7.5 years, but we're going to tell the program I want to save 10,000. I want to keep 10,000 in savings at all times. Look, I'm still out of debt in 7.8 years. You can't keep savings and get out of debt. Yeah, you can. All right. So we had 10,000. Oh, what if I want to have $15,000 in savings? Let's tell the program that $15,000 in savings. Oh, we're still out of debt in 8 years. Oh, that's not enough. That is not enough. All right. Let's just pump it up to 20. I want to have $25,000 in savings, and the program is going to help me to get there. Okay. Based on this, look at this. I'm still out of debt in 8.4 years, from 7.7 to 8.4, and I'm going to keep $25,000 in savings. Now, working with your coach, probably wouldn't recommend that. The reason being is because the more money you have in savings in your savings account, the more money that can't work for you. Okay. And here's what you want to keep in mind. Okay. I can keep $25,000 in savings, but how much interest am I earning on that money in savings? How much? 1/10 of 1%. Not very much at all. I'm not even keeping up with inflation by putting that much in my savings account. All right. Now, I am not saying don't put money away in long-term savings like your 401k or getting ready for retirement. Whatever retirement accounts you have, you still need to do that. This is just in an ordinary savings account at the bank. All right. I'm not talking about not saving for retirement. This is ordinary savings. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this instead. So we're going to go back. We're going to go into accounts here, and I want to show you something. Let's take a look at the mortgage. You see their mortgage? I'm going to click on history, and we're going to make this a little bigger. I want to show you something here. Do you see how much interest they're paying here? $995 on their mortgage interest. If they were to prepay the $203.84, that's the money that would go to principal. Okay. If they make their mortgage payment, all right, and then for next month, their principal payment is $203.84. If they prepay that, pay it ahead of time, they save $995.26 in interest they never have to pay. Can I show you the math on that? Here's the math on that. Okay. I'm going to show you the return on investment, the ROI. Okay. So if they were going to save $995, okay, and 26 cents in interest by prepaying 203.84, we're going to divide that by 203.84. And then when we get the answer, now we multiply that answer by 100 Okay. So that equals here 4.888. We multiply that by 100. That's 488.25% return on your money. 488% return, not 1/10 of 1% that they would keep it in the bank. So does it make sense, ladies and gentlemen, to keep a lot of money in the bank, making 1/10 of 1%, when you can use a small amount of that money to put on the mortgage and get a 488% return on your money? When you can see the numbers, it just makes sense to have an opportunity cost calculator to work things out for you. Now, what does opportunity cost mean? Okay, we're going to put this in here, opportunity cost. Okay, so we're going to search opportunity cost. Okay, opportunity cost, and we're going to make it bigger. Okay, search opportunity cost. See more. All right, let's make that a little bigger so you can read that. Okay, opportunity cost. The loss of potential gain from other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. So if we choose the alternative of putting that money away in a savings account, making 1/10 of 1%, it says here, what did we lose by not choosing another alternative? In this case, by keeping it in savings, we're losing the opportunity of putting that money on the mortgage and saving, and turning that into a 488% return on our money. So let's go back. So yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to have that much in our savings account to look at because it feels better. But $25,000 in a savings account making 1/10 of 1%. How does that really make you feel when you look at the whole picture? That's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the whole picture. So, what we're going to do now is go back and make some changes. So, you know what? Now that I see the numbers, I used to think that keeping a lot of money in the bank was the smart thing to do. But now, as I look at the numbers and I have something that helps me to measure my outcomes, yeah, let's take that back down to a reasonable number. Okay. Now, how do I know? We got to go to preferences. What do I do? All right, as a reasonable number to keep cash, because I use my credit cards for everything. So, what if you have an emergency? So, I have an emergency, and my most expensive emergency that I've ever had in my entire life was about $10,000 at one time because I had to buy, we had to replace our air conditioning unit. That's the most expensive thing I've had to do at one time. Okay, that I had to do. There's some things that I've chosen to do. Those aren't emergencies, but what I had to do to take care of an emergency, about 10 grand. Okay, so I keep about that much in cash. But when I get my emergency, I still put it on my credit card. I don't use the cash. I use my credit card. I put it into the program, and then the program pays it off naturally. Okay. But if I ever need to pay it off right away, I still have the cash to do it. Does that make sense? If I ever need to pay it off right away, I can. I can pay it off the next day if I want. Why do I put it on my credit card in the first place? Because I get the points. Those points are valuable. Okay. So that's another story. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to change this back to $4,700. Okay. Now we're out of debt in 7.5 years. I now know what's going to happen in July, even though the program I can only see 3 months at a time. Okay. But I know what's happening in July. Now, let's play a trick on the program, and I want you to see what would happen if I told the program I want to put that money on the debt. Now, just change the date to today's date. Okay. All right. Today's date is May 31. So we're going to go back to May, change it to May 31. I'm going to put that money on the debt now. Okay. That will save me over $17,000. Okay. And now I can really look into the future and see, the next time I'll be able to put money on debt is 2 months later in September, another $2,991. So, folks, you don't have to worry about what's happening for the future if you have a program like this that can help you to understand what's happening to you now. Okay. Do you know that having a program like this, even though there's a loss of income, you can plug that loss of income in. And generally, when we have a loss of income, we continue to think like we have the same type of bills. Can I give you an example of what I'm talking about? What if you have a loss of income? Guess what? My gas expense is going to go down because I don't have to drive to work. All right, because I'm now going to plug in that I don't have the same gas expense. All right, I don't have the same parking expense. I don't have the same toll expense. I don't have the same lunch expense. So when I have a decrease in income, generally I have a decrease in expenses as well. And when I plug in, so if I'm only thinking about the decrease in income, but I'm not plugging in also the decrease in expenses, then I don't have a clear understanding of my finances. I'm going on a feeling and not on the numbers. Does that make sense to you guys? So if you can do that, plug in everything, then you can see that, oh, sometimes there's still enough money left over to do some things, to have a little fun along the way while you are preparing for your next financial opportunity, while you're preparing to get your new job. Key Solution says yes. Listen, this, without a way to measure, we're lost. We are lost. Okay. So without a way to measure, ladies and gentlemen, here's what it feels like. I'm going to put this back on the screen. Okay. Here's what it looks like. You see, I'm feeling like that the storm is going to overtake me. Okay. I'm feeling like the storm is going to overtake me over here. I'm looking at the fact that I'm only looking at this graph that looks like an iceberg that's going to destroy my whole financial ship. Okay. But look at that. It's just one indicator. I don't want to focus on that one indicator. I want to keep my eye on the light. And when I keep my eye on the light, look what happens here, folks. Look what happens. I'm sailing on smooth water, heading toward the light. I'm not letting the pundits scare me. I'm not letting all these graphs scare me because I know what my numbers are telling me. I know what my numbers are telling me. So I'm going to take a little break here. And you know who else decided to let the numbers do the talking and not get and be afraid? Oh my gosh. It was the number one motivational speaker on the planet right now, Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip hop preacher. Let's see how he handled his financial situation. Let's go.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Okay, man, oh man. Did you see what was going on there? Listen, wife was upset. Wife was concerned, okay? And we get concerned about what we can't see in the future. So E.T. finds the P.I.L.L method and says, let's use that so that we can see into the future and see how we can manage our finances. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, Thank you, ET, for what you did there. And so what we need to do, folks, is get an go to ice10k.com. Go to ice10k.com. And when you go there, here's what you will see. You will see ET here. All right. And you can actually play that same video that you just saw. All right. And scroll down underneath and get a savings and earnings report. Folks, you do not have to be afraid for the future. You can know exactly what the future means to you or has for you by plugging in your numbers into our opportunity cost calculator. But if you just want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free and give you an idea of how the program can work for you, go to ice10k.com and click on that button that says get a free savings report. And you can know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, how much interest you could save, and what your investment would be for a program like this. And then we can show you how the interest that you're saving more than pays for your investment. Oh my gosh. I don't want your money. Listen, the money that you're already giving the bank, oh man, stop giving it to them and use a little bit of it to pay for your lifetime program. You can't beat that with a stick. All right. And once you know that, guess what you could do next? You can figure out how you can increase your ability to build wealth. Because if you're not spending that money on interest, you can now plug it into some wealth building opportunities, and our company will help you to do that as well. So here's what we get. Listen, I got something for you today. And we're going to, let me get this for you. All right. Let me get something for you. Let's see here. There it is. And I'm going to give you guys a link today. All right. All right. Copy that. And we're going to put that. Okay. And there it is. There's the link. Okay. I'm giving away a free chapter of my book. I just put the link, and we're going to put that into the chat for everybody. All right. We just put that in there. We've got a free copy of a free chapter from my book. And when you go there, it'll look like this. Okay. Put your information in. A better way to eliminate debt. Get the first chapter for free. Put your name in, put your email, submit, and we will give you a link so that you can get the first chapter for free. There you go. All right. So not only that, but throughout this summer, we are going to keep you informed as to what's going on. Okay. So let me tell you what's going to be happening in the very near future. Okay. All right. I need show ideas from you because we're taking a few days off. This is season 3. All right. And we've been working hard at everything to make sure that you have good quality content on a regular basis. So we're going to take a little time off, right, from the show and to prepare new shows for the next season. All right. So, but you will still have content. All right. On Fridays, on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we're going to come give you some oldies but goodies. All right. There will still be a show on Wednesdays, Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right. So don't think that we're going to leave you out there with no information. We're still going to have content on those days. We're just going to have replays. Okay. So as we do that, we're going to be preparing some brand new stuff for the next season. Oh man. And by getting the chapter of this free book, you can get on our mailing list and so that you can keep up with what's going on. So here are some of the things. I need show ideas from you. So things that you wanted to see, you can email us at info@thepillmethod.com, info@thepillmethod.com. All right. And email us some of your show ideas. I would love to talk to you about that. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's see and get that done. Now, what else are we doing? What else are we doing? All right. How would you like to become an interest cancellation expert yourself? Do you know we're going to be preparing a an expert class on how to become an interest cancellation expert, so that you'll be able to explain what's going on to other people. So we're going to be preparing that for you as well, to how to become an interest cancellation expert. Okay. We're also going to announce, we're going to be able to announce fairly soon that that the P.I.L.L method is now in a position so that we are leveling up our business, and we are now buying houses. How about that? The P.I.L.L method is buying houses, and we want to try to make housing affordable for a lot of other people who think they can't buy a house. So we're buying houses. Okay. So we're going to be putting out that announcement. All right. So we're also focusing on in our next season, becoming a full service financial company, insurance, business purpose business purpose loans. Okay. So if you have a business and you need financing, we are going to be able to provide that. We're bringing all of these businesses in-house to the P.I.L.L method. If you want to get a new car and you want somebody to help you to negotiate your new car price, we have that online already. So we're going to be full service financial. And if you want to, oh, Don, yeah, all that sounds nice, but I also want to learn how to invest. I want to find out a good way to invest for our family based on our risk tolerance. We already have somebody on board, a whole company that does that for us as well. So we're going to be full service financial, buying houses, and we are going to be put together a course on how to become an interest cancellation expert. All right. So we're going to, and I'm going to teach it. We're going to do that live and invite all of you to come in so that you can learn this too. We're putting all of that together this summer. So we're taking a few days off so that we can focus on next season. Oh my gosh, it's going to be phenomenal. So forgive us for putting up some reruns. You know, when I was a kid, in the summertime, they would always run reruns in the summertime. All right. And I didn't particularly like reruns. So we're only going to give you the best of the best shows so that it will still be engaging. And maybe you missed it the first time around, but you won't miss it the second time around. So for that time, enjoy our shows that we're going to be putting up for you. But I'm telling you, it's going to be well worth the wait. When we come back, we're going to come back bigger, and we're going to come back stronger with more information for you, especially when you can become interest cancellation expert. We're buying houses. If you have a house for sale, oh man, you don't even have to fix it up. We'll buy it in whatever condition it's in. Okay. And let's see. So there's a whole lot that's going to be coming out, and we're going to be sending out these emails. So if you're not on our email list, we're going to give you something so that you can get on our email list. And then that's what we're going to give you. So let's go ahead and make sure, all right, that we can give you this. All right. So let's get back we're going to get back to the show. All right. Let me get this off my screen. All right. All right. There we go. And okay, something is going on with my computer. I can't. Let me see here. There we go. Now, all right. So we're going to get back to our program here. We're going to put that back on the screen. Do I have any questions? Do I have any questions about this? Don't forget to get on our mailing list so that you can know what's happening in the very near future. And as we take a short break, just so that we can get things prepared for next season, all right, you don't want to miss out on that. So why is this so powerful? Why is knowing the truth about your finances so powerful? It is because we have been kept in the dark way too long. Left in the dark about what's really happening. You can't optimize what you can't measure. This program is designed so that you can plug in what's ever happening to you and then financially and still give you a track to run on, even though things have changed and they're not as good as they used to be. But I'm telling you, as sure as I'm sitting here, they're not as bad as you think they are. I talk to people all the time. I just was talking to a client just the other day, and they thought they were underwater, meaning they were spending more than they make. I'm telling you the truth. They thought they were spending more than they make. And so I had to point out to them because the way they plug things into their spreadsheet was telling them they're spending more than they make. So I had to ask, are you paying your bills every month? They said, yes. Are you behind on anything right now? And they said, no. Then I asked, are you having to use any of your savings to help you to pay bills every month? Again, the answer was no. Are you having to use credit cards to help you to pay your bills because there's not enough money? Again, a third no. So I said, let's get into this thing. Let's start plugging everything in. And let's see about, do you know they had income coming in that they did not put into their spreadsheet? We're going to help you to look at everything in your financial picture to give you a true idea of what's happening and stop basing everything on feeling. By the time we were done, we were able to show that they had a discretionary, after everything was done, an average, wasn't that way every month, but the average of about $2,000 a month. And now that they have this program, those folks that believe that they didn't have any money left over are now putting money in savings every single month. That's why I love this thing. That's why I love working with people. I absolutely love working with people so that they can know the truth about their finances. Man, oh man. So listen, do I have any questions about anything? Does anybody want to come into our studio and talk to me before we take our summer hiatus? All right. All right. So we won't be gone long. All right. 2-3 weeks at the most, if that. I just want to be able to focus on some other things so that we can make next season even better for you. All right. So don't forget to send us your show ideas. Let me make sure let me look at my notes again. Okay. All right. I want to take a look at my notes. All right. And pull it up over here and see if I've forgotten anything. All right, we got, okay, that's it. All right, I really would like to see your show ideas. So anything that you want to see on the show, please let us know, and so that we can talk about it for our next season. This will be season 4 coming up. Season 4 coming up. We still have a few more shows left in season 3, but we're going to take a little break and be able to do some other things for you. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the master class. The master class we're going to be doing on interest to become an interest cancellation expert. That is something that we've been talking about for a long time, but we're going to get it done. All right. So I'm not seeing any other questions. I'm not seeing, I don't have any other examples except for showing you something that, and I'm not trying to make you angry. I just need you to know what's really going on. So we're going to bring up Brett Whistle. And in this, remember I told you that we had over here, it was a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. Okay, that's what we have in the program right now. Okay. Okay. Says, oh, we still have shows in season 3. So season 4 is going to start in the fall. Season 4 will start in the fall. Okay. But we still have shows left in season 3. We're just taking a short break to get some other things done. Okay. But season 4 will start in this fall. Key solutions. So take a look at this. Okay. But we're just going to be off for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, something like that. That way we can get some new ideas, some fresh ideas, so that we can finish out season 3. We're going to finish out season 3. So look here. Let's take this off the screen. Let's take this off the screen. Okay. Here's what I need you all to see. $200,000 mortgage at 6%. I need you to see this. This is how much interest they want on this loan. $231,000. That is set up so investors can make more money. Okay. And no matter what is happening with our food, with buying food, with buying clothing, putting tires on the car, keeping the maintenance up on the car and your house, no matter what else is going on in life, okay? Nothing costs you more than this. Nothing you have costs you more than this. You're borrowing $200,000. Let me make this bigger. I need to keep things in context here, okay? Make this bigger. You're borrowing $200,000 here at 6%. The bank wants $231,000 just in interest. Folks, you need to know that's a 115.838% increase in the cost of the house. The house costs $200,000. They want you to pay $231,000 in interest for a true cost on the house of $431,000. There's nothing else we do that most people do that's more expensive than this. I'm giving this to you today. So when prices rise on gasoline temporarily by 10 or 15 cents, don't forget about the fact that most of us are paying over 100% interest on our mortgage. And because we get used to paying it and it's out of sight, out of mind, that doesn't bother us as much as 10 extra cents per gallon. When a can of beans at the grocery store costs 7 cents more. When your snack foods have increased by a little bit. Yes, those things are expensive, but none of them are as expensive as what we've been trained and conditioned to pay the bank. And what we're doing here at the P.I.L.L method is making sure that we keep things in perspective so that you don't have to keep paying these high prices. So, what do you think about that, everybody? What do you think about the fact that we're working to keep things in perspective? Can I get your help? Can I get your help in helping us to keep things in perspective? So, how are we going to do that? I want to let's go to ice10k.com, and I need your help. How are we going to how can you help? Do you realize this last week more of you out there working to get people to watch these videos because of you, all right? We are getting more people watching the videos because of you. Our video, because we can track how many hours people of the metrics. Okay, the number of hours that people spend watching our videos is going up. The number of videos that are being watched going up. Okay, it's all because of you. People who become affiliates, they're coming down here, they're clicking on this button, and they're becoming an affiliate. And when they become an affiliate, look here, you put in your name, your phone number, your email address, and then tell us how you want to get paid. I want to spend a few minutes on affiliates right now because you are so important to what we are going to be able to do in the future. By becoming an affiliate, you are going to be on the lookout for people who, for whatever reason, the way that they're handling their finances, they want to do it differently. They want something different. They're in pain financially somehow. And when you hear that pain, whatever that pain is, all right, whatever their complaint is, you're going to tell them, do you know there's a way to do things differently? There's a better way to get this done. Yeah, go to the P.I.L.L Method YouTube channel and watch some of these videos. What you're going to do after becoming an affiliate is get them over to watch those videos and call them no more than 2 days later. Call your friend, your family member, no more than 2 days later. See if they want more information. Did they like what they saw in the videos? You don't even have to show a particular video because we have a lot of information out there that is going to appeal to somebody. Okay. So when they look at that, call them 2 days later, and then what happens next? If they want more information, you're going to go back to ice10k.com, scroll down underneath my picture right here, and on the left-hand side, you're going to click on Refer a Friend, and you're going to fill that out. You're going to put your family or friend in there, their name, their phone number, their email address, their zip code. You're going to put in who referred them. You're going to put in your name and phone number here. You're going to fill in this portion and tell us a little bit about the person that you sent over to us. How do you know them? Are they a friend? Are they a family? What is the best time to call? You're going to give us some information about this. Maybe you know a little something about their situation and tell us their pain point. What did they share with you? Okay. And you're also going to tell us that, oh, I let them know that you are going to call them. All right. Plug that in there too. Then when you click submit, when they become a client, we will pay you. Do you realize affiliates who are not selling anything can make between $300 and $3,000 a month just by sharing the YouTube channel and making a couple of phone calls and filling out a form? It is that simple. That simple. Okay. So I need your help in getting the word out. So keep your ears open. when you hear financial complaints, get those folks over to our YouTube channel. In fact, get the link to the YouTube channel and keep it handy. Put it in the notes on your phone so you can kind of text it over to them at any time. All right. So I'm going to give you a good link. Okay. Here is a great link for you. All right. I'm going to get it for you right now. And we're going to put that in our system so that you can have it. And there we go. Here's a great link for you. There it is. We're going to copy that and we'll put that up for you. There it is. That's a great link for you. So that one you can, because that's going to give, that link right there will give them all the live streams and they don't have to search through anything. You click on that link, all the live streams come right up on your page. All right. For all the seasons we've done, all three seasons will come up right there. Okay. And they'll be able to choose a subject matter that matters to them. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, folks, we're getting ready to get out of here. And I want to thank you for being with me today. Don't forget to get your savings and earnings report. All right, that's number one. Number two, don't forget to get your free chapter of the book so that you can get on our mailing list. Get on our mailing list, and we will be able to help you, all right, know more about what's happening in the very near future. We want to keep in touch with everybody who wants to be connected with the P.I.L.L method. Okay. Become an affiliate, get a savings and earnings report, get on the mailing list, and get ready for season 3. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I can't wait. We're going to take a little time off. In fact, during that time, my wife and I are going to go on a little trip. We're going to be able to do that too. But when we come back, 2 or 3 weeks, when we come back, we're going to finish out season 3. Finish out season 3 to get ready for season 4. But give me your show ideas now. That will help me. So we're not trying to, get season 4 ready at the last minute. Give me your show ideas now so that we can start thinking about it and preparing some things for you. info@thepillmethod.com, info@thepillmethod.com. And guess what? I have a little extra time today. Got a little extra time today. And I want to speak to some of you. So call the company at 256-886-1867. 256-886-1867. And some of you may have some questions. So I've got a little extra time today. So give me a call. All right. And tell the operator, just leave a message. Have Don call me back. That's all you have to tell him. Have Don call me back. Make sure we have your phone number and your email address. So we can make sure that we can contact you back today. All right. That's it for today, folks. We're going to have a replay on Sunday. All right. But it's going to be a good one. I know you're going to like it. All right. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you today. But listen, don't call me tomorrow. Make sure you call me today. Don't call tomorrow because I go to church tomorrow. I'll be there. And happy Sabbath to everybody that applies to. And that's it for now. Enjoy the replays we're going to have for you. Enjoy a little time off. Don't forget to send me your show ideas. I need them. We're going to be so we can do something fantastic for you in the future. That's it for today, folks. Have a great rest of your day and have a great weekend. Bye-bye. How many want to know how to pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years? You can do all of this without refinancing, without change to your budget, without sacrificing lifestyle.
Me and my husband do the P.I.L.L method, and last year we were able to pay down $33,000 on our mortgage without feeling like we were poor. We still did tons of entertaining things and enjoyed our family.
You don't have to eat beans and rice every day. You don't have to cut up your credit cards. You don't have to drive a 30-year-old car. You don't have to sell pizzas at night. to pay off your mortgage. All you need to do is pay the bank less interest. That's what we're talking about today. Here is what P.I.L.L method stands for: prepayment of principal, isolation of principal amounts, leverage, and liquidity. You understand it? You have a way of getting out of debt more efficiently. The interest rate you're quoted is not the interest rate you pay. You think you're buying a $500,000 home. The true cost of that home is what? $758,000. Total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 51.777%. That's what's going on with this loan. The ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule is not taught at any level of financial education. I need you to understand the power of a penny. You will not hear what I'm talking about from Dave Ramsey. Do you know why? Because I own the copyright. I literally wrote the book.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.